How long you think it was gonna take before we got here? Now you gotta prove yourself all over again. Come on.
Ain't nobody coming, I've been gunning from 100 yards, trying to hit my mark, missing every time. This will be the start of the picture perfect. Watch you.
Welcome back to Money Monday with myself, HRT Rich, and of course, we got the terrific Terry Hollywood Hay for Money Mondays at Parx. Terry, how was your weekend, my friend?
Oh, it's okay, except for having a tooth problem, so I got to go into the dentist today. But other than that, it was fine.
Well, hopefully your dentist is Steve Martin from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, I hope not. Although, when I was a kid, what my dentist's name was Dr. Payne.
Oh, beautiful name for a dentist. I think you couldn't have a more appropriate name for sure, right?
That's right.
Yes, Dr. Payne, just probably P-A-Y-N-E, not P-A-I-N.
It was.
If I were he, though, I would have changed my name just to P-A-I-N, just to go ahead and really roust everybody.
That's true, yeah.
That would have been a fun thing for sure. All right, well, today we're going to do Parx like we do every Monday, Terry. So looking forward to the card today. What were your thoughts on this card?
Well, I liked it okay, but then they did a lot of scratches, which really changed a lot of my bets. So
I hope I didn't miss any late ones in there. I think I caught the only one with that one horse, but we'll see.
Yeah, they had some other things, but they weren't scratches. There were more descriptions about why they scratched certain horses.
All right, well, let's get going then. Race number one, Terry. What is it about?
Okay, race number one is a 6.5 furlongs. It's claiming with a $5,000 claiming price. First 18,000 for fillies and mares 3 years old and upward, which have not won 2 races since January 17th.
So now when there's 2 in a year, but the year is only going back to January 17th. I'm always curious about those dates, those calendars. But for 6.5 furlongs, what we do know is on the calendar so far at Parx in 2023, the profile of a 6.5 furlong winner belongs to horses that have early speed. 31% of the time they lead from gate to wire. There is a pretty good inside 3 bias, Terry. 4 through 7 get a little bit discounted. And then if you look for 8 and out, they play absolutely perfectly fair. Before we go on to our picks, we do always put together a simulation, 1,000 simulations. That's what this is, using speed figures to determine how often in 1,000 races that horse would produce the highest speed figure and win. And then we go ahead and convert those to odds. So the lower, the better. So what you're looking for here basically is like in horse number 1, morning line odds is 7-2 with a 3-1 simulated odds. So maybe a little bit of value there. We'll also check to see who has the most speed using early pace figures. This is the percentage chance that the horse has a chance to be on the lead. The higher, the better, of course. And of course, proprietary C-zone score, Terry. That's where we measure the early speed and see if this race will mirror the horse's better efforts. Here, the higher the number, the better, unlike my golf game, Terry.
Yeah.
What do you see in the data?
Well, there's several of these that have speed. If you look here, like such as the 8, 3, 2, 1. And then as far as the overlays, the 1 has a small overlay from about just under 3-1 to 7-2, morning line. And then the 3 has a fairly decent overlay, supposed to be like 6-5, 7-5. And it's listed at 4-1 on the morning line. The 7 also is supposed to be like 9-2, and it's listed at 6-1 on the morning line. The best C-zone numbers are the 8, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, they got 2 really nice green ones with Miss Alex and Gavice. We also put together the profile of what the winning shape looks like for horses. So this is how they want to run. Perfectly balanced race here. You got 3 that want to be on the front, 2 that want to be in the middle, 3 that want to close. So you have the E-types. They want to be pilots. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. Ps want to co-pilot. They're not really too keen on being on the lead. PCs are versatile. Many times they can be anywhere on the track. It's the kind of horse you see PC that you like, maybe upgraded a little bit. And then finally, closers. They're in coach. They want to sneak their way up into first class, or if you're on one of those cheaper airlines, the seats with a little bit more leg room. As far as the early speed, the 2, the 3, and the 6, they want to be out on the lead, according to the recency bias. We do see that the 3-horse, See Mia Laugh, does have a 5-point early pace advantage over everybody else. One thing we know about Mondays, Terry, at Parx, is early speed tends to win early in the card. Maybe See Mia Laugh can get to the front. Also has a little bit of late legs in there. Not the best, but enough to keep it in contention all the way to the finish line. If you like closers, like our good friend Christopher D'Souza does, then you're going to want to focus on the 1 and the 7, both in the closer column. The 7 having a little more late punch, a little bit more early punch, so maybe ahead of the 1 all the way around the track. And then total pace looks like it does favor the 7 horse. Lulinda's Heart, a few points better than Sia Mia Laugh. Shiny Penny, a knockout kid. So the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 7, they're considerably better than the rest of the pack. Wouldn't be shocked to find your winner in the 1, 2, 3, or 7, Terry. What do you see happening?
Well, I like the 2 knockout kid as my top choice. Drops some class off a claim and has the highest speed favorite today's distance. Switches the highest percentage winning jockey. And the jockey trainer combination in the last 14 days has won 3 out of 5 races. Number 5, Boca Royalty is my next pick. She has finished in the money in her last 3 races, finished 3rd versus similar in her last. 3, See Me a Laugh, my 3rd pick, ran 2nd versus similar in her last race, has the highest prime power number in this race. And then Lulinda's Heart, the 7, is my long shot, finished 5th in her last race, taken up sharply at the 3/8 pole, which affected her run. And she has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to take and do a $1 daily double and bet the 2, 3, 5, 7 with the 4, 6.
I'm going to start off with this 2 horse in here. Knockout kid, Terry. Has the back speed, is going to drop multiple classes in this spot here, Terry. And what I like is trainer Michael Pino just really firing at all cylinders off at Parx, winning at 31% overall. But when he drops a horse multiple classes, that number ticks up to 36%. So that is an alpha angle all day. Number 3, CME Laugh, just missed at this level last time out in the first race after some time in the barn. The second up record's a little bit spotty, but if it does improve, has a pretty good shot, especially if it's up on the front, as we talked about in the early pace numbers. Number 5, Boca Royalty, did run a better 6 furlong time by about a half a second last out. And I feel like going a little bit extra distance today from 6 to 6.5 furlongs should be to Boca Royalty's benefit. And then finally, Gavinci does have the strongest early speed C-zone combination in this field. We've seen that come through for a win many, many times. I'm going to do a $1 double. I'm going to put that 2 horse in off the multiple class drop for trainer Michael Pino. And then 5 horses after that, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. A little bit of indicative that I feel like that next race could go to just about anybody. We're just a couple of seconds away from the first race over at Parx, so we'll talk a little bit about what we see happening. 2 minutes to post to race number 1. Before we go on to that, if you like what you see here, Terry, what should folks do?
They should go to YouTube, watch us on YouTube, hit the little subscribe and hit the bell to be notified about all of our programs. We have several of them all during the week. And then you should go to our YouTube, our social sites such as Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
And Threads. Now we're on Threads too. I have to put it in the bottom down there.
Yeah, at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a likes there. And then let everybody know about our shows so that they can make up their mind, give us likes and thumbs ups and subscribe.
Yeah, if you like what you see, kindly hit the thumbs up like Terry said. But another thing you can do to help us out, limited effort, no cost. If you do like the show, go ahead and go to our YouTube channel, hit the share button, copy the link, and post it on your social sites. Tonight, one of the things you might want to post on your social sites, we have fantastic guests on. History Maker tonight, Terry, with Jamie and Sean. You might recognize that lady right there, Jenna. Yeah, she won the Belmont Stakes, is the first woman ever to train the Belmont Stakes winner. Should be a fantastic show this evening. I'm looking forward to watching that. An opportunity to ask a literal history maker. How often do you get a chance of that? Any question you want, because of course the forum is open in the comments section. So make sure while you're there tonight, you ask Jenna as many questions as you can. And at the same time, while you're here, if you have any comments that you like to share with us or picks that you like, please do so. Hit us up in the comment section. That helps us as well with the YouTube and the Google algorithms for rankings. All right, Terry, they're about to go to the post, so let's just cover one more quick thing. Today at Thistle Downs, it is our free track of the day at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description down below. Based on the handicapping there last night, Terry, I feel like we're going to catch a lot of winners there. In race number 1, hold on a second. Tip sheets, let me click on that right there so you can I can talk about what I'm talking about. Got a fast track in race number 1, number 2 years ago. Post position number 2, 5-1 morning line, a best bet of the day. So one of them anyway. So make sure you check that out in the description down below. Hit that link, find out who's going to win what at the Thistledown track today. All right. So race number 1, they're loading into post right now, Terry. And it looks like we just had a couple horses left to go. Your favorite is the 2-horse at 1-1. Yeah, morning line wasn't 1-1 in race number 1. But that big class drop angle probably weighing heavily on the backers' minds. All right, they're all in. Let's see what happens here. We think there's a lot of speed in this race. The 1, the 2, the 3, and the 8. Those horses should jump to the front. Let's see which one gets the lead and which one gets the job done in the opener on a track that has been upgraded to fast. It does look like the 8-horse got the best break of them all, Terry. It is out cleanly. But the horses on the inside now are closing in on that to make sure he doesn't get away with too easy of a lead. 4 horses wide, but the 2-horse now has emerged. Knockout Kid as your leader. The 1 is on the rail, and then to the outside, it looks like the 5-horse, Boca Royalty. Is that right? No, that can't be right. Is that Boca Royalty out there? No, that's Shiny Penny. That's no, that's the 3-horse, See Me a Laugh, the one that we thought would take the lead. It is out there. They went to the opening quarter in 23, which I have to say is a little bit on the slower side for 6.5 furlongs at Parx. You have the 3 on the lead, the 2 on the inside, the 8-horse now making a pretty aggressive move to the outside. 44-1, boy, they really blistered that second half, Terry. So I could really bode well for horses that want to come off the pace here. Looks like the 8-horse is going to run away with this one at the end, Terry. Blow them by them all. 2 horses trying to find its way outside. Here comes the 1 down the stretch at the end. That 8-horse, Terry, a Gavinci.
18-1.
Hey, you know what's really sad about that, Terry?
Yeah, you had him.
Well, I have him at the back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, it's going to go 8-3-1. But again, this is why we do this work here, folks. And that's actually how Gavinci got into my picks, because he really didn't rate that well. But if you look here, you have the top chance to get to the lead. Didn't get to the lead, ran 3rd. So he ran where he wanted to be. But more importantly, the comfort zone score, Terry. Look at that comfort zone. Early speed, high comfort, 8-1. Can you beat that?
18-1.
Was it 18-1? I see 8-1 on the.
No, 18-1.
Are you sure? I see 8-1 on the screen.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll take 8.
Oh, you're right. It's 8-1. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
It just.
I'll take that, won't you?
Yeah, it just changed on my screen here. So.
Can't wait for our opinions on race number 9. Far more power. Race 10, I'm going to go with the 8-horse Mansolit. All right, well, we got a ways to go to get there. So let's move on to race number 2, Terry. Wish I would have had the 8-horse up top. Probably should have been a race at that level.
Yeah, that would have been nice. So.
But at least it made it into the 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Race 2, Terry. What are the specifics?
We got a 6-furlong race. It's a claiming price of $15,000 versus $30,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since April 17th, or which have never won 4 races.
And then the 6-furlong profile of a winner, the kind of horse that you want to, it typically does the best job. Tactical speed, probably want to be 3rd, 4th, somewhere in there, just like the 8-horse did in the opener there. Although if you are on the front, you do have a strong chance, 37% of the time, to go wire to wire. Post positions 1 through 7, they're fair. If you do wear the pink 8 or out, which I don't think comes into play today, you do have a little bit of a bonus. Terry, once again, take us through the data and what it says to you in terms of who's going to do what in race number 2.
Yeah, most of them have early speed. All but that 4 have and 7. Or is that 7? No, 6.
4 and a 6.
6, yeah. And then the 1 has a really nice overlay. It's supposed to be simulated odds. It's 7-2, and it's 8-1 the morning line. And then the 2. It has a small overlay. It's supposed to be just over 4-1, 5-1 a morning line. And then the 4 is a small overlay. It's supposed to be like 8-5, and it's 2-1 a morning line. Most of these have pretty good C-zone numbers, especially the 4, 6, and 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you look at that 4, and again, down here with the 7, we do see that combination, but the 4 having the best combination of early speed, Strong C zone. Maybe that plays out to back-to-back winners in Parx today to get the new week started. Got a balanced race shape here. One horse that could have a little bit of advantage is when you see horses by themselves, the 1 and the 2, they could sit through. I think the 1 and the 2, they'll sit behind the 4 and the 5, hope that they go a little bit too fast, try to run by him at the end. You do have versatility with the 3 and the 6, so if they go too slow up front, they can press the lead. If they go too fast, they can sit back and be patient. The 7 being your lone closer, better have the most late speed. It's probably not going to be too close to the front. Early on, it does look like the 5, the 2, and the 4, they should all be right there. A little bit of chase from the 7. So that 7 as a closer could be in that 3rd or 4th position, making it a possible left arrow horse. Late speed belongs to the 6, Hornbeam, which is a PC type, but could be kind of way off the pace with this group and have to make up a lot of ground. Does have 10 points over everybody else, so maybe 2 lengths. It's the max it can fall behind. Our total pace looks like that does belong to the 7. Genghis or Jabologist, ranking 6 points better than the next closest horse, Hornbeam. Terry, who do you got?
All right. I like that 7 horse Jabologist. He drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer.
I think that's the 4.
I'm sorry, 4, yeah. Who wins 27% of the races when his horses are in claiming races, and the shorter distance will only help. I guess what threw me off is that first race, because I was looking at that 8 just before the gate opened. It was at 18-1, and it dropped all the way to 8-1 after the gate opens. Anyway,
I'm gonna put some big bucks on that one.
Somebody did.
Think a little inside information there, or just a lucky bet?
I don't know. It's probably inside information. Anyway, number 6 is my second pick, Hornbeam. He finished in the money in 8 out of his last 9 races, finished in 3rd versus similar in his last race. The 3, Cousin Andrew, is my 3rd choice, won his last race at Parx Racing, has the last race speed rating highest, and has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I like Bailey, the 2, as my long shot. As a high percentage winning jockey, he can improve at the shorter distance as he has the highest speed figure at today's distance. I'm going to play at 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 4-6 with the 2-4, with the 1-4, with the 1-4, 6, 7, and 9.
I want to say thank you to our great friend, Jay Marco, for the thumbs up on Facebook. If, like Jay, you agree, thumbs up on Facebook. We can see who does it there. YouTube keeps them anonymous, which is the way it goes. What's happening today? Dutcher's paddock. Hee. Something made him laugh. Share with us what makes you laugh. Terry, for whatever reason, for the first time in a while, you're echoing a little bit on me today.
Uh-oh, I'll mute.
Yes, in race number 2, for me, I like the 4 horses. My top selection, 2, Jabologist. It's running in its lowest level in the last 10 races. It's going to catch a little bit of a weight break today for trainer Jamie Ness. And a horse that last time out ran better pace numbers at the early pace, the mid pace, and the late pace. Almost always an indication of a horse that's improving. Number 3, Cousin Andrew, second choice in here, smoked in its first race after layoff last up with a little bit better late run. That did result in the top last race speed figure, and going to follow that up, according to the resume, with more in round 2 off the bench. Number 2, Bailey, not the most successful horse at Parx, but I think this one will be on the front foot. Trainer Michael Sanchez rides here instead of the 7, Genghis, which was a tough call for me over the 6 horse, Hornbeam, but has a better chance of being forward. It does have a decent workout between races. I'm hope that the top 3 horses is where we're going to find our winner. So I'm going to do a pick 4 too as well, Terry. 2, 3, 4. In the next race, I'm going to go 5 deep, and then 1 deep, 2 deep, and then a single at the end. Always a little bit dangerous to end your pick 4 with a 1 in the back, but we have a $100 budget. You got to stay within that. Otherwise, Uncle Terry breaks out the ruler and breaks knuckles. In race number 3, Terry, is what we're going to do next. Go in race order. It would be fun one day to just mix them up and just pick random races. But race number 3, what are the details here? You're on mute. Okay, you're still on mute. All right, Terry.
Yeah, I'm muted. I'm not used to that now anymore. So anyway, it's 6 furlongs, maiden claiming 10,000, purse of 20,000. It's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
As we mentioned before, at 6 furlongs, I don't think you need to mute, Terry, because you're not echoing right now. Maybe that one mute fixed it.
Okay.
Again, we mentioned it is a race that does favor tactical speed at 37%, take them from gate to wire. Post positions 1 through 7, no real advantage. 8 and out is where you might get a little bit of a bonus, Terry. So in the third race, once again, we have simulations. 8 and out doesn't come into play. But once again, it looks like just about everybody but the rail horse has some chance to set the tone.
Yeah, they do. But the 4 and the 2 have the best looking quarter pole lead. And then the 2 has a nice overlay. It's supposed to be like 4 to 5. It's 3 to 1 in the morning line. The 7 is another pretty nice overlay. It's supposed to be like just over 5 to 2. It's listed at 5 to 1 in the morning line. 6, 5, and 2 have the best C-zone numbers.
And the 6 kind of standing out almost adds up to more than everybody else combined. I think it might actually do that. I have to do the math real quick, but I think it actually does add up to more than that. Again, this is a maiden claiming 10,000. Nobody's won anything. It does look like the 2 wants to be forwardly placed. The 3, 4, and 5 should give good chase. 7 being a lone closer. You see the 1 and the 6 over here in a column NC. That means they have not been within 5 lengths of the leader in up to the last 10 races. Early speed, which could be prominent, because when you notice a lot of times, if you go through the past performances, horses that do break their maidens tend to do so wire to wire. If that's the case, Kindness is Free. Ooh, it's a closer with the most early speed. Absolute left arrow horse right there, Terry. Doesn't have the most late pace for a closer, though. Looking at the late speed, Guz, the 4-horse Bet on Drama, which is a P horse, Only Girl, Little Doyle right there as well. Our total pace figures do figure to favor the 4, Bet on Drama. Little Doyle, Kindness is Free, a little bit of drop off to the 5 from there. So maybe the 2, 4, or 7 from a total pace projection is where you want to look for your winner, Terry. Is that where you found yours?
I like the 4, Bet on Drama as my top pick. Drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And she has a trainer who wins 18% of the maiden claiming races that trainer has an entry in. Little Doyle, number 2, is my second choice. She ran second versus similar last race. Should improve while returning to a sprint. She has a high percentage winning trainer who in the last 14 days have won 2 out of 6 starts with a second. And then the 3 is my third pick. She should improve while returning to the dirt. Drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 5, Only Girl. Her best start speed is faster than the average winning speed. She's my long shot. I'm not making a bet in this race.
I don't blame you for that, Terry. This thing is, I think, completely wide open. But what the heck? When they're wide open, you might get some odds, and those are the races what you're hoping you're walking around lucky. Little Doyle's going to get the top nod for me. Showed some early speed last time out. I feel like cutting back in distance from a mile should help the late stamina here. Pretty good, strong C-zone and early pace combination. One of the best in the race. Number 3, Anna Karava is the only true class dropper in here in the field, as all the rest have already tried unsuccessfully to win at the maiden claiming 10,000 level. This one's dropping, I think, from 16,000. Number 4, Bet on Drama, did run the top last race speed figure. Going to drop a small bit in class, but it's already tried its luck at maiden claiming 10,000 before, and 26 chances to win so far and hasn't scored in any of them. Maybe 27 is the it is a denominator of 3 in there. So maybe third time is the charm. 9th, third time. And then finally, number 6, Cousin Marie does have the top C-zone score by a long shot, as we mentioned. And in a race like that, getting a good trip might prove to be the winning factor. Tough call for me over to 7 there as well. But I'm going to go 50-cent try, the 2 and the 3, over to 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, over to 2, 3, and 4 in race number 3. Onwards and up. So 3 + 1 makes 4, Terry. Once again, they're going to run 6 furlongs.
Yes, 6 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for 3-year-olds and up, or 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races. Pretty simple.
So Dutcher's Paddock, are you from England? Because a Dutcher, well, no, are you just doing, well, most of the time those Dutch bettors are over in Europe. I don't know that a lot of folks employ that over here in the States. There is a Dutch calculator over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet if you're interested in using one. Again, Thistle Downs is the free track. There is a link down in the description below. And just so in case you're unfamiliar with Dutching, basically the way it works is you pick multiple horses on the win bet. You plug in the odds and it tells you exactly what to bet on each horse based upon your budget to turn a profit if one of them happens to win. Of course, if none of them win, you don't win, right? It's the way that goes. So in this race number 4, Terry, again, 6 furlongs. Early speed does okay, 37% of the time. Tactical speed is best. 1 through 7, we've done that 8 and out. There is no 8 here. But it sure does look like Whispering Springs. Boy, they better be fast if they want to catch that one.
Yeah, it looks like that horse should blow them away getting to the quarter pole. And then the one has a nice overlay, supposed to be like 3 to 5, and it's listed at like 6 to 5 or 7 to 5 morning line. 7, 2, and 4 have the best C-zone numbers with the 5 following that up.
Yeah, you see the 7, Terry. That blazing early speed, strong C-zone. We saw that come through in race number 1. Let's see if it can come through in race number 4. In the 4th race, it looks like the 7 has a chance. If it can get to the lead, Terry, it's the lone E. And when you're out there looking at pace, like if you're doing pace handicapping, which is what we see on the left-hand side there, well, this is sort of a pace handicapping page. Lone E, get to the front. A lot of people want to bet that. You only have a little bit of competition maybe there from the 4-horse, Vindicato. So those two should be up on the front. The 5-horse so far, Tequila Jr., hasn't been within 5 lengths of the leader yet. 1, 2, 3, and 6, they want to close. So if the 7 or the 4 can get to the front, they would have a good shot, in my opinion, to stay there. They both have some pretty good early speed, a little bit better than Ducky Ducky Goose, Terry's favorite game, even as a senior citizen. Looking at the late speed, it belongs to Sir Cupid and Liberty Runner. Those two closers, boy, they got a lot of extra push compared to everybody else. Total pace, pretty aggressive lead right there for the 1-horse, Sir Cupid. 9 points better than everybody else. And when you start closing in on a 10-point differential, Terry, that's one that you have to have in your picks. You may not think it wins, but it would be a good one, I feel like, to wheel in your exactas and trifectas, or maybe even singles in your vertical bets. What do you say?
Well, I like that closer, Sir Cupid, the one. Matter of fact, it's my best bet of the day at Parx. Finished in the money in 6 out of the last 7 races, and he won one of those races. Has the highest last race speed rating. And then number 4 is my second choice. Won his last race at Parx Racing and has a high percentage winning jockey. The 3, Lucky Mucho Man, is my third pick. He finished third his last race and has the second highest prime power number. And then I like the 7, Whispering Springs, is my long shot. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a good 4 furlong workout on July 11th. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the number, the 1 horse in the 4th race as my single. Then I'm going to go with the 1, 4, 6, 9, the 9, 11, 14, and then the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Is that what I'm doing?
You got 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. There are 8 scratched.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
That's a pretty good one right there. Mark that one down for Terry. I like the 1-horse to win this race, but I don't think you're going to get very good odds on this one. Sir Cupid did run the top last race speed figure by a decent margin. Normally when I see a horse that's like 4 or 5 points above everybody else, you want to circle that horse. We actually had a case of that last week when we did the opening day at Saratoga, where the 1-horse in a race went off at 8-1. It kind of made me mad because I had that pick 4 all lined up, and then Irad screwed it up at the end with the 14 first-time starter, which Scary Creations said he's going to put in his bet. So I hope you had the pick 4, Scary. But Sir Cupid's top last race speed figure wasn't something that none of the others haven't reached, but it is the most consistent horse in the field. Number 7, Whispering Springs. This one, as we saw in the pace sheet, is likely to be the pace setter. That's a really fast work on July the 11th. So I think it's going to jump out of the gate and try to hold on. Number 4, Vindicato, coming off the maiden win. And if you're coming off the maiden win and you didn't run the top last race speed figure at a maiden claiming 10,000, I can't really put you that high with confidence. But the way it ran, running away from the pack, it might have left a little bit in the tank. And then finally, Lucky Mucho Man. Same owner, same trainer. I like to see that because owner-trainers tend to spot their horses correctly. And last time out, ran a Z pattern. So the early pace number was here, a little bit of a fade in the middle of the race, and then a second wind and pace number as they come for the close. I'm going to try to take a shot with that 7-horse Whispering Springs in a $1 exacta key box. 7 over the 1-3-4. Again, playing that speed bias that you usually see early in the week at Parx. Off to race number 5, Terry, where we got a bunch of scratches. Race number 5 was supposed to be on the turf, but it's since been moved to dirt for a mile.
Yeah, it's 7.5 furlongs. It's an allowance race, $25,000 allowance price, and the purse is $35,000. Mm-hmm. It's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less, and which have never won a race other than a maiden or maiden claiming, or which have never won 4 races.
And again, this one's off the turf, so they moved it to a mile on the dirt.
Oh, okay.
At a mile on the dirt, the early speed is the way to go. A hell of a lot of them win wire to wire, about 44%. So, and you have a very strong inside to outside bias, which kind of changed the way I looked at the race a little bit, Terry. Some of the better horses for turf were on the outside, but some of the better horses for dirt were on the inside. So a little bit of inside speed could be where you find your winner, Terry. And it looks like that's where you're going to find the speed as well.
Yeah, if you look here, the 4, the 1, the 3, they all show some speed there. And the 4 has a nice overlay. Supposed to be like 9-2, and it's 8-1 on the morning line. And then the 7 has also a pretty nice overlay. It's supposed to be like 6-5, listed at 6-1 on the morning line. The 7, 11, and 4 all show, the 11 scratch. So the 7 and 4 all show pretty good C-zone numbers.
All right, so I got to change my pick 4 with the 11 being scratched. This is going to be then the 7 horse. Because I had the 11 in there, but he scratched late. All right, that's not the 17. Let me go do that again. I don't want the 17 because the 17 does not exist. Right, Terry?
That's right.
All right, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. I'm just making it worse, not better. That's not the way to go. There we go. Now we got it correct. As far as I'm a little bit worried about that 7 there, Terry, with that strong C-zone, strong overlay in there. And I also noticed, we'll get to it in a minute, but our picks are exactly backwards. Right? Yeah. We have them inversed from one another. As far as the race shape is concerned for the race number 5, you see there's plenty of early speed up here with the 1, the 3, the 4, and the 7. They all want to get to the front. The 6 and the 9, if that quartet goes too fast, could be licking their chops. One horse in here that might have the best in-race advantage is the 4. Can sit behind the 1, 3, and 7. Get the jump on the 6 and the 9 as they come out of the turn and come for home. But the 4 does have the most early speed. So maybe it saves a little bit of that because it doesn't need to be on the lead, not lead dependent like the 1, 3, or 7 could be. As far as late speed is concerned, it's a pretty tight bunch, although Distorted View and Emirates Affair do have the most late speed, about a pretty good gap from them to the next. Total pace, Emirates Affair, Catalan, they're 6 points clear of everybody else. I think in that scenario, I would probably prefer the EP over the E. Terry, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to take a deep closer, the Warriors Ransom 6. He won his 2 races in a row. Going for a hat trick now and has a high percentage winning trainer in the last 14 days. He's been in the money, 22 times out of 30 starts with 11 wins, 5 seconds, and 6 thirds. Then I'm going with the 9 Distorted View. He won his last race at Parx Racing, has the highest last speed rating, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 4 is my third pick. He has finished in the money in 8 out of his last 10 races, winning 3 of those. Drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. And then the 1 is my long shot, Majestic Creed. He ran second in his last race and has a trainer wins 26% of the time that when taking a horse from. Well, we're not going to do that, so don't worry about that.
All right, I like the 1 horse in here, Terry. The Majestic Creed, making the magic third start after a layoff. We all know that's Charles's, the Big Boopa's favorite handicapping angle. I think the move to dirt from turf is really going to benefit the 1 horse, especially with the post, the 1, which gets a strong winning percentage. Last time she ran 1 mile on the dirt, Terry, she won by 15 lengths. Should be part of the early speed there today. Number 4, Catalan, drops in class here. It's another one I expect to be on the go from the time the gates open to the time they take that photo. Number 9, Distorted View, did run the top last race speed figure. Another one making the classic first handicapping angle most people learn. Third start off a layoff. And last race, if you look at the final time, was much better than the prior race. And finally, number 6, Warrior's Ransom was an MTO. So clearly the trainer wanted in this race, probably because the horse is a neck away from winning 3 consecutive races on the dirt. I'm going to do a try with the 1 and the 4 over the 1, 4, 6, 7, and 9 because the 11 was out. And then the 1, 4, 9 on the back end. How much time do we have to race number 6?
2 minutes.
So, all right, we've got 2 minutes for race number 6. So we can recap a little bit of what we talked about. Again, I think tonight's show is one that's worthy of mentioning a couple of times. Again, we have on trainer Jenna Anatucci. If you don't recall who Jenna is, she is the first female trainer to win a Triple Crown race when they won the Belmont Stakes. Again, an absolute history maker. You'll have an opportunity to say hello to Jenna. Please do so at 8 p.m. tonight on Horse Center with our good friend Sean, Swiss Army Sean, and Forever Wild Jamie, making, I think, a return back to Florida after spending some time at Presque Isle Downs with her husband and family. Hope they had a fantastic time up there, Terry. Are you looking forward to tonight's show?
I am. Yeah, I'm really. I'm glad that she's going to be on, so it'll be interesting.
So I think today has to be a sad day for you, Terry, breaking with the news yesterday in your neck of the woods for horse racing.
Yep, Golden Gate Fields is closing at the end of this meet, and the only thing I'm hoping is that maybe Pleasanton can get involved and get maybe the race dates that Golden Gate Fields has. Otherwise, I think racing in California is just about ready to go down the tubes.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to send it all off to California, to Kentucky or New York, or maybe down to even to Florida, or some other, maybe Arkansas might pick up another group of horses. It'll all be out towards the east. And certainly we hope our good friend Matt Dinnerman, who's a wonderful announcer, first guest ever to work with us at Horse Racing Radar TV, that he lands on his feet in a position where how about this, Matt? You double your income, buddy, and you actually end up at a tier 1 track, buddy. We hope for the best for you, Matt. You're a fantastic person. Yeah. All right, so Terry, in race number 2, let's go back. There are about 2 minutes to post to race number 2. So let's go back real quick. Take a look at what we think is going to happen. We're both going to do a pick 4 here. Right now, the 4 horse, the Jabologist, is your lukewarm favorite at 2-1. You have 3 then horses that get that silver medal spot, the 2, the 3, and the 6, all at 3-1 right now. Everybody else is at the 5 and the is 15-1, and the 7 is 10-1.
Yeah,
so it looks to me like the 6 horse for me is the danger horse. I didn't put the 7 in mine. I'm probably going to regret not having the 7 in there as my top in my pick 4. I don't have enough budget to put him in there. Probably going to jump to the lead like that 8 horse did and then take it out. Again, if you haven't done so yet, the link down below, Thistle Downs is the free check for guaranteed tip sheet today. I expect that we'll pop a lot of nice winners there. Going through the card yesterday, it seemed like, and just because it feels that way doesn't mean it always works out that way. It felt to me like the most predictable card.
Yep.
Do you like when it feels like a predictable card, or are you worried when it feels like a predictable
No,
card?
I worry because that's when you don't do very well, I think.
All right, so you're going to put the mojo on me. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that.
Anyway, hey, look.
I hope you get a root canal. No, I'm just kidding.
I am. Here's Christopher D'Souza likes number 1 in this race. So he likes
scratch in race number 2. I think Chain Reaction scratched.
It is. So
I think it'd be a late scratch.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we would have him on the list. And they're all in the gates right now, Terry, for race number 2. And they're off. And Jabologist does get to the lead, although that 2 horse in there today, Bailey, Terry, decided he's going to be aggressively make a move up the front. And then to the outside of the 4 horse, which is your favorite Jabologist, is that 7 horse, Terry Genghis. The one that concerned me, Mr. Terry. I'm a bit concerned about his positioning. You have that 6 horse, Hornbeam, way off the pace. As they go through the opening quarter in 22-2, might be a little on the quick side, although that 6 horse has a ton of ground to make up from the back to the front. The 3 horse, Cousin Andrew, is starting to make its way up the rail. The 7 now is in second. The 4 horse, the favorite, kind of going to have a lot of work cut out to go ahead and catch that 3 horse. The jockey on the 3 right now, Jamie Torres, looking between his legs, although that 3 horse on the rail looks like he intends to make this race a very competitive one at the end. The 4-horse favorite is trying to rally. Now, it looks to me, based on the way they're going, it's going to finish 3, 2, and then that 6-horse is either going to finish third or he's going to finish. It's going to go 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 2 in the opener. I'm alive on my pick 4. Unfortunately, Terry,
I am not.
You needed that 4-horse to run a little bit better through the middle part of the race. We both would have liked that one to win. The 3-horse was a morning line 8-1, got bet down to 2-1. Would have liked to see it stay closer to 8-1.
Ooh, that 6 got third place. 6 would have broke better. It would have done pretty well.
Yeah, I think when we looked at when we looked at this part on race number 2, that 6-horse we talked about how far off the pace he would be when the gate opened.
Yeah,
because everybody else had some speed. Although he had that big late pace, he did find himself way too far off the pace to make up that ground. I think we mentioned specifically that he couldn't probably be more than 2 lengths off the lead at the quarter-mile marker, and he was probably 3 or 4.
Yep.
If he was 2 lengths off the lead at the quarter-mile marker, he probably does run by all of them.
Yeah, he passed that 2-horse. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that wraps up race number 2, Terry. So we're going to go off to race number 6, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. So let's try our craft in race 6, Terry. Take it away.
Okay. Well, they're off the turf again. Oh, we've already
1 mile on the dirt.
Yeah. And it's a claiming race, $16,000 claiming price, the first $32,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started a claiming race from $10,000 or less since June or July 17th, 2021, or a claiming price of $16,000.
That's quite a while ago. Again, this one is optional claiming over here, $16,000. So if you want to know if the horse is in for a price, ordinarily, if it is, there'll be a number right here. We don't see Boats a Rockin' with a number in there, but we do see Where's the Passion. So you could go in and buy Where's the Passion today if you like, if you have Terry's budget. If you don't like it, you don't buy it, but you certainly couldn't buy Boats a Rockin' if you wanted to. At 1 mile on the dirt course, since it is off the turf, we did talk about 44% of the time early speed wins. There is an inside 44% of the time it goes wire to wire. There is an inside 3 bias, and the closer you are to the rail, the better off you are. So again, in race number 6, Terry, from a bias standpoint, we are looking for inside speed, and that looks like right now it's Amigo's Guitar.
That's correct. It has the inside speed. There's a little outside speed of the 14. And as far as the overlay, look at that 11. Oh, it has a great overlay. It's supposed to be just under 4-1. It's at 12-1 on morning line. As far as the C zones, the 15 and the 9 have the best C zone numbers. So.
Standout C zone numbers, somebody says. And I feel like the scratches really kind of messed this race up a little bit, Terry.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, because they turfed the dirt, running style, all those changes. With those changes in the 6th race, we do see a lot that want to get forward. 3, 4, 13, 14. You better have a little bit of giddy up and go. So as far as the early speed is concerned, the recency bias says that 4-horse, well, it says all of them, with the exception of maybe Commissioner G, should be tightly bunched as they hit that quarter-mile marker, which could then give the advantage to horses that want to come at the end. That is Mischievous One is the lone PC in there, that overlay, lone PC. So the 9 and the 11, just looking at the race structure, could have an in-race tactical advantage over the rest of them. Our total pace winner will be the 14-horse, Fast Breaking Cash, scoring a little bit better than everybody else. But once again, we see a pretty competitive race from top to bottom here, Terry. Maybe another one where the all button might be attractive. We don't have that option. So what did you do?
Okay, in this race here, I like, let me get back here. I like the 9, Dalton. She's has finished in the money in 4 out of her last 5 races. And then number 14, Fast Breaking Cash. She won her last race at Parx Racing, has the highest last race speed rating, has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. And this combination in the last 14 days, they've won 4 starts out of 6, 4 races out of 6 starts. 11, Mischievous Swan is my 3rd pick. She had won the last 2 races in a row and is now going for a hat trick French Toast is my long shot, the 4. She does well on the dirt, winning 3 races out of 7 starts. And I really had to change things up in this race because it just really changed
The
you know,
scratches.
the scratches really made it change.
So I went with number 13 in here, Rondon Scorsese. This one's running at its lowest level in the last 10. And if you look at the speed numbers relative to everybody else, just consistently better product. High quality start from a speed standpoint, high quality start after high quality start. I know the track got upgraded to fast, but maybe there's a little bit of moisture left in there. If there is a little bit of moisture on a wet track, Rondon Scorsese, 8 times out, 3 times it's won, 2 times it's finished second, 3 times it's finished third. So if there's moisture in the track, 100% of the time in the money. Number 14, Fast Break in Cash. Not the biggest fan of that outside post, but is dropping in class. 2 big wins in a row. Jamie Ness and jockey Michael Sanchez teaming up now a lot, and at least 15 times so far. And when they've teamed up in those 15 races, Terry, they've won 8 of them. That's a pretty big number, but I do worry a little bit about that outside post. Number 3, Amigos Guitar. Might not deserve to be rated this high, Terry, but you cannot ignore the inside speed at the 1 mile on the dirt, especially since this one's going to inherit the rail. And then finally, Mischievous Wand, that 11 horse, the lone PC type, as we talked about, plenty of speed in this race to run down, and the extra distance is going to aid Mischievous Wand's effort today, Terry.
All right.
No bets for me either, my friend. But we will think about betting. Absolutely going to bet in race 7 because it is the beginning of the late pick 4, Terry, and the beginning of the late pick 4 can open up in just about any possible way.
Yeah, this is a 4.5 furlong. It's really a sprint race. For maidens, $45,000, a purse of $45,000, and it's for registered Pennsylvania-bred maidens, fillies, 2 years old.
So you got a short sprint, 2 years old and up, many of them making their first time starts, Terry. 2-year-olds, anything can happen. We don't have any data at all to work with. There's only just a few horses that made a start in there. So the only thing we have to work with is good old-fashioned pen to paper handicapping or pencil to paper so you can scratch and erase things out, Terry. So how do you see? I mean, I don't know how we both ended up exactly the same 4 picks other than Terry is at his plagiarizing best again.
Well, I like the 3 Jeannie Marie. She ran second versus him in her only start. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and she has the best dirt speed among today's starters. And then I like Jody's Ruby, the 6. Finished third versus him in her only start and has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. Number 2, Bay Birdie. She is a first-time starter whose dam has 4 winners from 4 starters, and the breeding suits today's distance. Number 4, Normandy Life is a first-time starter who has a high percentage winning jockey and a bullet 4 furlong workout on July 11th. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 2, 3, 4, 6 with the 1, 2, with the 4, 9, and then finish it up with the 1, 4, 7, 9.
So in these baby races, you really don't know what's going to happen. Probably not the wisest idea to do a pick 4, but this is the all button if you have the budget, because any one of these horses can pull off the upset. Number 3, Jeannie Marie did run the top last race, speed figure. Not saying a lot considering there's not that many horses that did run last time out. Did finish second. So we got our good friend Chris Parmalou's angle. Horses that finished second in the maiden race. You only needed to beat 1 today. Maybe the 3 horse beats that 1. Has a okay maintenance workout to keep the horse fresh and sharp for today. Jody's Ruby, the 6 horse. Paco Lopez going to get up on that one today. So a little bit of a jockey upgrade considering he wins just about every race that he runs in at Parx. At least 1 out of 3 anyway. Finished behind the top pick last out, and another one that's got a little bit better workout actually than the 3 in between starts. Bay Birdie does have a decent work pattern, not the fastest workouts, but not the slowest either, getting ready for its debut. But trainer Robert Reed Jr. wins at 24% when he starts him out in the maiden special weight ranks, by far the top number for any trainer in this spot. And then finally, that 4 horse Terry you did mention, it does have that bullet and go workout. According to Barry Meadows, that bullet and go. So the last workout before making the debut is a bullet, wins at more than 15%. It is an alpha angle. I left them out of my pick four at the beginning of the ticket because it was at Penn. If you watch this Penn National, and if you've been with Terry and I long enough, you do know I'm not the biggest fan of Penn shippers to Parx. It is a track upgrade, so maybe that bullet might not have been as stiff at Parx. For me, a pick four starting with the 2, 3, 6. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 8, 6, 7, 9, 4, 5, 7, 9 on the back end, hoping to catch some prices in the picks for today, Terry. Race number 8, as we got 3 to go on this card on this opening Monday, Terry. This one is you tell us what it is.
It's a 6.5 furlong, optional claiming, $35,000 claiming price. The purse is $56,000. It's for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races other than the mating, claiming, starter, or state bred, or which have never won 3 races or claiming price of $35,000.
So 6.5 furlongs does favor early speed, Terry. 31% of the time the horses go wire to wire, and we've seen early speed hang in there so far today in the first 2 races anyway. Post positions, you do see the inside 3 have a little bit of an edge. 4 through 7, they get squeezed, and then 8 and out plays exactly to par. As far as our data is concerned for our simulations, Terry, you want a little bit of inside speed, and boy, you're going to get some with Golden Tabby.
Certainly are. Yeah, you're going to get that 2 and that 1 that's got pretty good inside speed. So it just depends on who gets the best break, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the 1 with a nice overlay, even money to 7-2 on the morning line. And then the 9 is pretty nice overlay. That's about 7-5, and then listed at 5-1 on morning line. All of these, except for the 3 and the 4, have pretty decent C-zone numbers.
Yeah, so I should equal a competitive race, at least from a comfort standpoint. In race number 8, Mr. Terry, we do see most of these horses from the 11 all back want to be middle back. So in this kind of structure, you might want to look at the 3 to 6, but that 8 horse in there, Terry, is a lone EP type. That one could get the best trip from a pace handicapping standpoint. Early speed, you want the 3 or the 6 to be on the lead. So it does look like that's going to go to the 6 of the E-types. That might be a discouraging impact on the 3 horses, Kisses for Emily. So the 3 horse doesn't get the lead, could maybe fade a little bit at the end, although there's a lot of early tempo in this race, which could open the door for a horse with a little bit of late speed. That is your lone closer, Memento Mia. But once again, like we saw with that 6 horse in race number 2, this one's going to be way behind everybody according to the early pace. Might not even be in the picture when the race hits the half-mile marker. So I don't know that it has a big enough advantage over the rest of them to make up that ground. As far as the total pace is concerned, outdancing the PC, Mia Tosca, Golden Tabby, Cartouche, the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 9 from a total pace standpoint. That might be where you find your exacta, trifecta, or winner, Terry. Who is going to win on your card?
I like the 1 out dancing. She won 3 out of the last 4 races, so she likes winning. Rail Post is winning at an average of 18%, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Golden Tabby, the 2, won 6 out of 9 starts at Parx Racing, so she likes the track. Has a high percentage winning trainer whose horses win 26% of the races in the first start with that trainer. After that trainer's claimed the horse. 8, Peyton Elizabeth. She won her last race at Parx Racing. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. She's tied with another horse. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And this combination in the last 14 days, they've won 4 races out of 6 starts. And then that 9, Mia Tosca, she finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I have no bets here because I'm out of money.
All right, so here we go over here at Christopher D'Souza saying he likes the 5 horse here, the long shot, Memento Me. I know you like those closers, Christopher, but I think he's going to be way off the pace. He's going to have a lot of ground to make up. You better hope they're blazing up front to close that gap, or to get out of the gates a little bit quicker and stay a little bit snug to the front runners to bring that race home. I'm going to go with the 2 horse, Terry, as my top choice in here. Golden Tabby is that PC type. Could be the pace setter if needs be, making the 3rd start after a layoff. First off the claim, which is really, I think, the angle here that I'm looking at for trainer Lee Haslam. He normally wins at 16%, but he clearly has an eye for claiming horses because the first time around the track with the horse that they just bought wins at 27%. That's a pretty huge degree of alpha. Number 1, Out Dancing, did run the top last race. Speed figure going to score that on the hot rail today, Terry. This one is an all or nothing type for the most part at Parx. Been at Parx 12 times, won 5 of those races. Does have a third mixed in there, but pretty much win or go home. At the distance, it's pretty similar type record. 7 times out, 4 wins and a third. So win or go home for Out Dancing. Peyton Elizabeth is the lone EP, as we saw in the pace setup. Third time off the bench for trainer Jamie Ness and Michael Sanchez. As we mentioned, that combo is hot, winning 8 out of 15 and cutting back in distance. I think I ran a mile last time out to 6.5 furlongs. Could be a difference maker for Peyton Elizabeth. Finally, Mia Tosca. This horse has been regressing the last 3 races in a row. It is heading in the wrong way. But at Parx, the horse has gone out 10 times, finished in the money 9 of those, 3 wins, 2 seconds, 4 thirds. So 90% in the money at Parx. And this is what I call a quintessential 22-1 Tom type horse. Is it going to win? Nah, but you better have it in the back end for your placings. No bets for me, Terry, because I'm just about out of money. But I will spend what I have left, I think, in race number 9. Indeed, I will. In 9th race, this is one that our good friend at the beginning of the show, Perry, said he couldn't wait to see what our thoughts are for race number 9, Terry. So now is the time to share our thoughts for race number 9. What are they going to do?
It's a mile and 70 yards. It's an optional claiming race of $50,000. Purse is $57,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races other than a maiden, claiming, starter, or state bred, or which have never won 4 races or claiming races of a price of $50,000, or which have never won a race since April 17th. Whew.
Yeah, it's a bit of a well, it's not that far long ago. It's just a short break between winning, but there's definitely a lot of words coming out there. All right, so 1 mile and 70 yards, Terry. It's first time we're going to see this distance today. A couple at a mile on those scratched races for the turf. Early speed wins 3 out of 10 times. The horse that gets the lead never gives it up. You do get a rail bonus, so Eloquist could get a little bit of an edge over everybody else. 2 through 7 play fair. 8 and out, there's a penalty. Of course, we both start with a horse, Terry, that's got that penalty from a post position standpoint. Early speed looks like just about anybody except for maybe the 10 can take the lead if they so chose.
That's what I was going to say. So all but the 10. And then as far as the overlays go, that there's this 7 has an overlay small. It's like 7-2 to 9-2, and then 9 has a small overlay, 5-2 to 3-1. And that's about it. All of them have pretty good C-zone numbers except for maybe the 10.
And the 2's that's going to waffle, and 8 Sugar Ray 2. All right, so looking at the race shape for race number 9, again, a pretty balanced race in here. You do have 4 that want to kind of be forwardly placed. The 5 or the 6, they want the lead. They may not get it. That 7 horse, the PC, could be a left arrow, though it doesn't need the lead. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it be patient. Let like the 4 or the 5 take charge, sit right off that early speed and see if it has the late legs to bring it home to close the show, so to speak. But the one that's going to try to close the show from the PC here looks like Far More Power. A horse that our good friend Barry at the top of the show mentioned that he liked in here. Does have a little bit of advantage over Market Maven, and those 2 should be running a lot harder than everybody else at the end. Our total pace figures, again, give us a sense of a very competitive race. So look at that. You have, all but 3 horses in here, Terry, within 7 points of one another. So this is a race where tactical position probably going to make a little bit of a difference. What's going to make the difference for you for Far Mo Power?
Well, he ran second in his last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 24% of the starts when bringing a beaten favorite back again to race. Has the highest last speed rating, has in his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Number 4 is my second pick, Irish Exit. Likes the track, finishing in the money 86% of the races and won 31% of those starts, and likes the distance, finishing in the money 81% of the races, winning 45% of the starts. Number 7 is my third pick, Two Boss. He drops in class today and has won 3 races out of 6 starts at Parx Racing. I like the one as my long shot. He is eligible to improve in second start since layoff. The rail post is winning at a 19% clip, and he has a bullet workout on July 10th, and it has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. So there's a lot of boxes marked off. I have no money left, so there's no bet for me here.
So early on, again, Barry said he likes the 9 here for the far more power. And then he also likes in the next race the 8 horse. We'll get to the next race in a minute. Also in race number 9 and 10, Harry's Franco. He likes the 9 horse too in here with the 10. In race number 10, he likes the 4. So a 9-4, double of integrity, Terry, right? Ice cold, as our good friend Charles would say. In race number 9, Christopher D'Souza going with the 8 horse. Sugar Ray 2 with the 1 horse. Eloquist as his exacta box. Hopefully one of those tickets comes home. I like the 9 horse. I don't know if that's a plus, Terry. There's 4 of us. Me, you, Barry, and Harry. I didn't even intend to rhyme it. It just came out that way. We all like far more power. Did run the top last race speed figure. Resume says in round 2 off the bench, that number's going up and is running by far the lowest level that this horse has run in its last 10. Market Maven, the 6 horse. Going to run at the right distance. Done so 4 times. Terry's won 3 of them with a third in the other. 100% in the money. 75% of the time cashing the big check. Won with ease the last time this 2 horse run at anywhere close to this level. Number 7, 2 Boss, dropping from a couple of non-graded stakes races. Terry at Parx 6 times out. 3 wins and a second. Loves the distance 2, 3 times out. Winning 2 of them off the board. And here's something interesting. You don't see trainer Todd Pletcher running very many horses at Parx, Terry. It's the first time this year, and we're already in midway through the year.
Yep.
Finally, Irish Exit, the 4 horse, considerably better in the second half of its last race with a chance to continue its momentum in the second up after a layoff. I'm going to do the Jonathan Stetton superfecta kind of idea. I'm not going to go all in the back, but I'm going to go 6-9 over 6-9 with the 1, 4, 7, 8, and 10. Over the 4-7 because the 4-7 can't run 3rd and 4th unless they dead heat. So that's it for the bets for me, Terry. Final race on the card today is race number 10 for the opening day. Today, you and I are doing Parx. Tomorrow, we'll do Parx. Wednesday, we'll be doing Horseshoe Indianapolis. And then on Thursday, of course, we'll be doing Saratoga. I think next week, we'll go Parx, Toga, Terry. Maybe we'll go Parx, Toga, Colonial Downs. We'll have Sean put that out there on the social media. Terry, if people want to follow us on social media and have a say, if we go Toga or Toga Colonial, what should they do?
Well, they should go to YouTube and subscribe, hit the little bell. That way they'll know about all these fantastic shows that we have. Mm-hmm. And then go to our social sites, Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, Twitter, and listed.
Threads.
All
yes, right. The new one, yes.
Yeah. There's too many of these things coming out, these kids out there. Mm-hmm. Parx Race, the number 2 day. Give us the likes and the thumbs up. And what would really help us, too, is if you go to YouTube and there's down at the bottom, share, and then copy the link and put it on your social site. Share it with all your friends and relatives and people you know. Would really probably help us out a lot. So.
Yeah, and you're going to want to share tonight's show with Jamie and Sean. I know it's the 3rd time I brought it up, but again, it's not very often that you get a history maker where you actually got direct access to Jenna Anatucci, the first female to ever win a Triple Crown as a trainer. Going to be a fantastic show there tonight, and we should have a fantastic card at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. A link down in the description below for free picks, Terry. Let's get back to our picks for race number 10 at the track Parx. 6.5 furlongs, right? Did you take us through this or not?
I did, yes.
All right. So 6.5 furlongs.
No, I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, it's 6.5 furlongs, claiming price $7,500, purse $21,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since April 17th.
And then 6.5 furlongs, like we talked about in the opener a couple times today. The type of horse that usually wins has early speed. About 31% of the time, they take that speed from go to photo. Inside 3, once again, gets a little bit advantage. 4 through 7, they get squeezed a little bit. 8 and out plays exactly fair, Terry. So once again, race number 10, the I is for inside speed, and that looks like where you're going to find most of the early pace.
That's right. You're going to see the in this race here, it looks like the 5, The 4 and the 2 have the best speed.
Mhm.
4 has the best overlay, just a little over, what's that, 6 to 5 to 3 to 1. And the 10 is a small overlay, it's supposed to be like 5 to 1, it's 6 to 1. All of them, but the 1, 2, and 6 have pretty good C-zone numbers.
And then our race shape for race number 10, we see that, again, you got a shot over here with this 5 horse is the Lone E. Everybody else wants to be middle back, predominantly PC and closing types. The 2 and the 4 could put a little heat on that 5. If the heat doesn't come, the early speed does look like it belongs pretty aggressively to Trader's Luck. 8 points better than everybody else from that P type. So that one could get to the lead. It's going to have to find a little bit more late energy in there, Terry, because look at that late pace score. As far as the early speed and late speed combination, Sophos, the closer, does have the most late speed in there, a little bit better than Manolette. Little Harbor running for home also in that mix. Our total pace goes to Little Harbor, the 4 horse, the P horse, and shit right off the pace. 4 points better than Osprey, which is a little bit better than Nick the Card Shark. Bunch of horses right there in the mix. Looks like only the 2 and the 3 from a pace scenario are out of the mix, Terry, though in this race, I'm not sure any horse is out of the race. Who do you think wins the race?
Well, I like the 1, Sophos, has won 2 out of the last 3 races. The rail post winning an 18% clip, and distance won't be a problem. Number 4, Little Harbor, is my second choice. Ran second versus similar in his last race as a favorite, but this trainer wins 33% of the starts when bringing a beaten favorite back again, and has the highest last race speed rating. The 9 horse, my third pick, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, and switches high percentage winning jockey. Number 7, One Quick Start, won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer whose horses have won a claiming race, wins. Anyway, the next, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I had that all goofed up.
I like the 9, the 7, the 4, and the 5. They're going to start race number 2. So let's go back to race number 2. I'll give you brief reasons why I like, race number 3. According to race number 3, we do see a little bit of inside speed duel between the 2 horse and the 4 horse, bet on drama. In my pick 4, I do have, I think, 5 horses, the 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. So 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. So that means, of course, the one that I don't have, Terry, is going to be the winner, your 5 horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as they open up the gates, you do see that the 2 horse, as we thought Bailey might be one that wants to participate. The 7, another one that showed some early speed. It is on the lead. And then to the middle there, you have the 4 horse, which, wrong race. Here we go. The 4 horse right now, bet on drama, is running in third. So your favorite at 6 to 5, the 2 horses running in second. That 7 horse, Terry, Kindness is Free. That one's on the lead, being chased down right about now by the 4 horse. The 2 horse, the favorite, if it's going to win, is going to have to find a little bit of late love in there. The 3 horse, the second favorite, is making a really aggressive move with the jockey right now. Jamie Torr is looking between his legs to see if anything is coming. Right now, the 7 maintains that lead on the front. The jockey really hasn't asked him to do a whole lot, but it sure looks to me like the 4 horse is going to overtake him. He has. The only question is, can the 3 horse catch the 4 horse? I'm going to say that's probably unlikely, but it could. Right now, I don't know. He's moving the best at the end there, Terry. It's going to go 3, 4, and then 7. 3, 4, 7, and then 5, 2. 3, 4, 7, 5, 2. And of course, whenever I change it up, looking for something in the middle, Terry, like I did here in my pick 4, my exacta, trifecta, it always comes back to bite me. So the 3 horse winning at 2 to 1, or 7 to 5, excuse me, got bet down as the gate open, then followed by the 4 horse and then the 7. That is your order for race number 3 at Parx. My order for race number 10, real quick, again, the 9, 7, the 4, and the 5. The 9 horse, Osprey. Paco Lopez getting on board today for a horse that's run at Parx 8 times, won 3 of them. Down in class in its second start off or layoff. The last time the horse ran anywhere near this level, it won with ease. 1 slick start at the distance, 6 times, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. That means 100% in the money at 6.5 furlongs. and its pace numbers in race were better from the beginning to the middle of the end of its last start. Number 4, Little Harbor, ran the top last race speed figure. In doing so, produced better fractions at 6.5 furlongs than it did at 6 furlongs, and was, as we saw, the top total pace horse. Finally, number 5, JW's Third Mischi. I forget they missed the F or something in there. Shot at being the lone E-horse in here, Terry. Going to drop in class, second off the claim for trainer Alfredo Velasquez. He's done that 20 times in 2023 and brought home the picture for the winner's circle in 6 of those 20. Quick 5th grade math says that's 30%, Terry. No bets for me because I'm out of money, but we are done with the entirety of today's card, Terry. So to take a look at our full picks today for Parx, it looks like this. The winner in race number 1 was the 8 horse, right? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, the 8-1 shot. In race number 2, I think it was the 3 horse that won. And in race number 3, the 3 horse won. So 3, 4, and 7 in race number 3. All right, Terry. Again, tomorrow you and I will be back for Parx. Wednesday, we'll do Horseshoe Indianapolis. Thursday, we will do Saratoga. It is a wagering guide week over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. We might have a little surprise for everybody as the week goes on. The Haskell, bunch of big races at Monmouth Park this weekend. Looking forward to that. Bet of the day for Christopher Souza in race number 10, the 8 horse to win with an 8-1-3 exacta box. Daily double race 9 and 10, 8-8. So he's going to go double snowman to close the show there, Terry. Any final thoughts before we get out of here today?
Yeah, just everybody should stay, keep cool, and hope everybody has a good week. Just make sure that you let everybody know where we're at, and go to YouTube and click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you're notified. Go to our social sites and give us a thumbs up and a likes, and just have a great day, everybody.
Yes, kindly share our content. We'd greatly appreciate it. And tonight, you're going to want to share with any of your horse racing friends. Again, Janet Anatucci on tonight with Sean and Jamie, 8 p.m. Eastern. The first female to ever win a Triple Crown race. Should be a very fun show to watch. I know I will be tuning in. I don't know if Terry's going to ask her if she's going to go to Golden Gate or not, considering the news out of Golden Gate. So
I don't think I'll be asking that question anymore.
So Terry's got to come up with a new shtick, folks. That's worth watching to see what his new shtick will be tonight for sure. Again, make sure you head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Link in the description today. Expecting a good day at Thistle Downs. That is the free track. Until we get back together again, Terry and I, for another day at Parx, we hope that you certainly have God's grace, God's favor, every single thing that you do on this Money Monday. Terry ends up in the
winner circle.
Yes, again. Thanks again for joining us. Look forward to sharing some time again together tomorrow. Have a great Monday.